back to the Run with me, Manny Wilson. I appreciate you for tuning in, man. Of course, shoot us a quick take on the voicemail line, 219-413-9405. If you hear something you agree with, you like, you dislike, you just want to get a hot take off. But the hot take that I'm about to get off is with the Cleveland Browns, man. Shedeur Sanders is going to be the starter for the Cleveland Browns, and I don't know why they're dressing it up like, oh, we don't know who it's going to be yet, and we're still trying to decide which quarterback is the perfect fit. Like, I don't know why they're doing all of this hee-hee-ha-ha stuff of we don't know who the quarterback is going to be. Look, if anybody right now has been seeing anything with the Cleveland Browns training camp, you know damn well Shedeur Sanders is going to be the starter come week 1. Because right now, Kenny Pickett, even if he was healthy, he wouldn't even be the starter. And Joe Flacco, come on, bro. You're not going to start Joe Flacco over a guy who has so much potential and can really help the franchise grow like Shedeur Sanders. Like, are you kidding me? So to me, the reports, yes, it's been coming out and it's saying, yeah, Shedeur is still yet to take the reps with the first team and all of that stuff. And he's still been on second team. And even after Kenny Pickett went down, there's still that whole conversation of Joe Flacco is going to be the one to now take reps with the first team. So it's been a lot of different things like that. But I'm more concerned, like, I don't understand why Shedeur Sanders isn't going to be the starting quarterback. Like, it should be 100% obvious. These throws that he's been making throughout training camp seems to be beautiful, and they're amazing. And then, honestly, even the reports that's coming from training camp of what Shedeur is doing in training camp are in his favor. You look at the reports. In the first day of padded practice, Shedeur Sanders went 9 for 9, and he was the only quarterback to throw a touchdown pass. Yes, the other quarterback, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, who is also dealing with the injury. But I'm not one to believe training camp hype and say, oh, well, he's thriving in training camp, so he's going to be the MVP of the season. But I'm definitely not a fool to be like, these throws he's making, these stats he's doing in training camp, clearly they're better than all the other options at quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. I don't think there's one single Cleveland Browns fan out there that's seeing these Shedeur Sanders throws and seeing the way he's tossing the ball up and thinking to themselves, oh yeah, I think Kenny Pickett could lead this team better and Kenny Pickett could do a better job. Just don't see it happening. I don't think people are thinking Joe Flacco could do a better job. Joe Flacco is the real leader of this team. We need to start him at quarterback. I doubt that's the case. So looking at all the information of what he's been doing and the way he's been running this offense so far in training camp, I think it's Shedeur Sanders to run away with. And then you look at it even further, the Browns are almost in a situation where they have to start Shedeur Sanders. Like, at this point, you go through all the hype of watching him make these throws in training camp. You see how great of a job he's done in training camp, the numbers that he's been doing in training camp, completing all his passes in a timely manner and accuracy, like the way he's been throwing the ball. It would almost be stupid not to start him, but the fans are going to want it no other way after showing them all this footage. So if you go out there week 1 and you're not starting Shedeur Sanders, they're immediately going to look at you sideways and start chanting, "We want Sanders." Because why not? He's young. He has a bunch of potential ahead of him. And I mean, let's be real. Joe Flacco ain't the future of the franchise. Kenny Pickett ain't the future of the franchise. Shedeur Sanders is the only one with the potential to even put the franchise on his shoulders at this point. So I think if the Browns don't start him week 1, the fans are going to make a run for it themselves already. Like, I don't think it'll be any other way, but I give it, a couple more weeks. I don't know why they're taking so long and why they're holding out on announcing who's going to be the starter for the Cleveland Browns. Maybe it's a confidence thing. Maybe they want Shedeur Sanders to stay humble. Maybe they want Shedeur Sanders to keep that chip on his shoulder, to be at the best of his game and stay locked in like he was. Because from what I've seen in the press conferences and stuff like that, Shedeur has been locked in. He's been answering a lot of things as a leader of the team and as a true quarterback of the team. So maybe that's why they haven't announced that he will be the starter, because they want him to stay locked in. That's the only sense I can make of why he isn't already identified as QB1 for the Cleveland Browns when one guy is down and one guy is already old as hell. So I think Shedeur will 1,000% be the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns come week 1. They'll take on the Bengals. I'm looking forward to them winning. And I think actually at this point, man, I'll go with the Cleveland Browns to win week 1 against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals have been losing to the Browns in week 1 year after year for the past 3 years, and they've been an awful starting team. So I wouldn't even be surprised if the Browns did get a win week 1, and that would probably solidify Shedeur Sanders as a starting quarterback for not only this following season, but probably the next few seasons after that.